Right, I'm going to be somewhat controversial here, right? This is a highly subjective topic, and it'll either really get people's backs up, or they'll be like a bit like, yeah, that's my experience. So I'm sorry if this offends you. Right, so let's say you're looking for lessons, paid lessons. So this is mostly my experience, but I've watched and listened to the community. I have a Facebook group. I've spoken, in depth, I think, over the years to quite a few, people that you'd call masterclass. Do you know what I mean? So I've also watched and sort of had feedback from them in different ways. So the question is, right? Let's say you're looking for classes, and obviously I'm not an authority on this, right? Let's say you're looking to advance, you're frustrated, and people are saying, well, get lessons. There's nothing better, right? This is a statement. I think this is dogmatic, okay? Right? Don't matter who says it, and I am saying this, right? There is nothing better, right, than finding the right teacher and the right resources, right? So now I've made that statement, and it's very strong, a strong statement. There is nothing better, but now you're left in the hands of the world, aren't you? The community. Well, who is the best teacher, sort of thing. I remove the word best, and what are the best resources? Yeah, don't mean to use the word best. But so my experience, which is also agreed with by many, endorsed, bluesharmonica.com, right? Many of you are going to buy, or you have already bought, Hohner, and you get the free voucher in there. In there's 30-day lessons. The reason why it's such a valuable resource, apart from the little universe that it is of workshops and interviews and song studies and all that, is there's something like 10 or more lessons, right? But one guy sat down having lessons with Dave Barrett. He's being taught a song. You get the audio, you get PDF, and you get to take part in that lesson. The guy is asking similar questions that you might. He's got similar struggles that you might have. So therefore, you're literally in that lesson. So you imagine how much you'd have to pay for Dave Barrett to teach you. Well, it's free, 30 days. And so if you watch one lesson a day, that could be 50 or 60 pounds a day. So let me just say something right now, right? If you've got the Hohner voucher, 30-day free lessons, and you're still struggling, really not knowing where to go at the beginner stage, right? Then it's like a no-brainer. You need to sort of stop moaning and go and use that voucher, yeah? Because that is going to give you 3 months worth of busyness, if you get what I mean. 3 months worth of not being frustrated and bored. Do you know what I mean? Because you can have this progressive, led lesson base, yeah? Something that you can see, something that you can hear, something that you can do, and homework. So homework, doing, that's the thing. Homework, doing. Plus there's a universe there. Workshops, lessons, song studies, apparently you can download it all. So there you go, there's that, right? But also the reason why I'm making this video is, right, face-to-face lessons. Now I'm not saying all my experience has been bad. I've had good experience, I think valuable experience, but what I'm saying is, personally, unless you're sat in a room with somebody who can, be like a friend and have coffee with you and talk about this stuff, then I think the whole Zoom face-to-face, let me get this right. If you've got somebody who's on the end of Zoom who becomes like a friend and will spend more time than, you got more time than you've even paid for, your 40 minutes. These people got to make a living, right? A lot of the time, these people are masterclass, they're great, they're players, but how to sort of teach and how to give homework and how to read you and how to sort of like see what you're struggling, how to give you something with what you need at that time, as opposed to them just talking for 40 minutes or an hour or half hour, or just showing you stuff for 40 minutes or half hour. The other thing is, right, is it being recorded? If it's not being recorded and you're like me, you're a visual learner, and then the lesson ends and you're like, right, what did he say? I remember that bit. But then, because you're talking now, 15 minutes in, and you've been sat there staring at a screen, and the guy might be talking a lot. Again, this isn't necessarily my experience, it's some of the feedback I've had from the community. So 15 minutes in, you might be agreeing or listening or trying. The guy might be talking a lot, and some great stuff, lots of knowledge, lots of information, but if it's not recorded, then that lesson's lost. It's in history, yeah? And don't get me wrong, some of these guys, it'd be well worth, paying 50 or 60 pound just to sit and talk to them for an hour, I'm sure. And that's a nice experience because, you might have been following them, you're interested in them. But that's not really a lesson, that's like paying for a conversation with somebody, and paying for them to share their experience. Do you know what I mean? Which is a valuable lesson, I guess, right? But it's not like a progressive, it's not like a progressive lesson where you're given something to meet you at your need and it will get you on to the next stage. Yeah? You might get a ton of try this, try that, and try this and try that. I do this, I do that. It might be a bit like that. Which is like, if you watch YouTube enough, you'll get a load of try this and try that. I do this and I do that. This is the trouble. I think this is the trouble with just jumping around YouTube trying to learn everything for free. Yes, if you're organised, you'll watch what you need to watch and you'll take what you need to take. You'll put that in an order and because many people will give you a type of order that you should adhere to, and you will learn from that, and fair play to you. But I think most people, a bit like me, just jump from YouTube to YouTube, and they end up basically befogged with too much information and not really knowing what to put into any order, and not really knowing when to stop. And then when you do get something you want to learn, you're getting into it. Oh, I'm on this. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do. Yeah. Oh. And then next minute, whoa, I want to learn that now. The next thing, the next thing's coming along, and oh, but then somebody else has got an opinion on that. Oh right, I'll stop doing that, and then, or yeah, I'll start that, and then when I started that, the last thing has just gone by the wayside because I've started another thing now, and you know, and like, you know, you're learning a bit of practical, but you're not really learning some theory, or, you know, another minute you're learning loads of theory, but it's not really fitting into the practical stuff that you got. So maybe I need to make like a part 2 on this, really. With lessons, I would say only pay for one at a time when you're starting, because then you can say, look, no hard feelings, this ain't for me at this time. You know, you don't feel guilty about backing out. You haven't lost £170 paid in advance, so you got to endure another 5 lessons, or don't bother, or just, you know, pretend you died or something. Yeah, and then you're embarrassed about showing your face around because, you know, you pretended you're dead and now you're not dead, and, you know, you really don't want to endure another 5 lessons with this person. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, if you get homework out of it, is there homework in it? Stuff that you can learn? Is it suitable for your learning style? So maybe there'll be a part 2 to this. Alright, God bless.